look, there's a budget, and when a name brand marine refrigerator supplier is going to charge you $1,600 for a unit that is smaller than this but does the same thing, you got to ask yourself, well, why not just buy one for $600 and see what's going to happen? Hi, I'm Joe, and welcome to Motor City Boat Werks. Let's get to work. If you've been watching the channel, you know that this summer there's been a lot of work at the boat works. I spent a lot of time outside working on the small sailboat, trying to move it along in its restoration. But I've also been working inside the boat works on the components and the systems being installed in my pocket trawler. One of those is the 12-volt refrigerator. I've got to figure out which refrigerator I'm going to use. This episode is all about my experiences choosing a 12-volt refrigerator for my pocket trawler. So what we've got here is a variety of components. They've slowly been delivered to the boat works. I've been kind of collecting them up. Some of them won't be installed right away. Some of them I need to see what they look like and have a little bit better understanding of where the plugs are going to be, the inputs, the outputs, all this sort of stuff. I need the actual item to really make sure everything's going to work out. It will help me route the plumbing lines, the electrical lines, this sort of stuff. So we don't want to unwrap all of them. We got to check them, however, to make sure that they're complete. Nothing's been damaged in transit. One of my rules of boat restoration is always check your materials upon receipt. You got to make sure everything's okay. The first one we want to check out, I think, is going to be this bad boy right here. This is a 12-volt refrigerator that's going to go inside the Albin 27 pocket trawler. It is an RV marine refrigerator. It's made in China. It is not one of the main brands that you see inside of a marine or an RV build. This refrigerator is called a Smida RV refrigerator. It's 12-volt DC. It's 85 liters, about 3 cubic feet. It's available on Amazon for about $600 to $700. So I did a lot of research when I was kind of designing the systems and figuring out what components were going to go inside the boat. I had an idea of what components I want, what brands, what models. Well, then you start looking at the prices of everything, and you really delve into the details insofar as what their options are, and you start to compare one model to another model, and sometimes you discover something that you never thought about before, an alternative to what is generally used in some of these boats. This is going to be a great example. This refrigerator comes from China. It comes from a company called Qingdao Simate Electronics Ltd. Now, if you're not familiar with this company, they make 12-volt refrigerators for RVs and for marine applications. Certainly, there are other blue label brands that people like to use inside their boats. But one of the problems is that they charge top dollar for their components. And it's not always clear, are the products themselves superior to something else that's being offered, or do they all kind of come from the same place? Whoa. Get that? Not bad, huh? Digital readout, or freezer section that's magnetic. It's all 12 volt. This is slightly bigger than what we used in the Netherlands. I think it's going to work out just right. Now the question remains, well, what's it going to be like when you put it on the boat? When I was looking at 12 volt refrigerators for the boat, I was looking at this brand called Isotherm Cruise Elegance. They've got a variety of models, 65, 85, 130 liter. And it was the 85 liter, that's going to be the appropriate size for the inside of the pocket trawler. Problem with those refrigerators is that the sides and the top of the refrigerator are not finished. They're not done with any type of exterior finish enclosure. It's just kind of a painted panel that goes around. It doesn't match the door. It doesn't look like it's one unit. So that's one of the things that led me to choose this model, because as you can see, all the way around the unit It's got finished sides. The compressor is enclosed inside a vented chamber. It's not like that when you look at the Cruise Elegance models, because this refrigerator is going to sit on top of the refrigerator stand. Well, the whole thing's going to be exposed for you to see, so it's got to have kind of a nice exterior finish. This has almost all of the exact same features as the other one does, and the big thing is that it cost about half the price. One of the first things I did was put this refrigerator in place so I could get an idea what it looked like. A lot of boats have a built-in refrigerator. The refrigerator slides into some type of a cabinet or something like that so that it looks all finished. On my boat, the refrigerator is going to sit on the refrigerator stand, but the more I looked at it, the more I started to notice some problems.
Right there. Look at that. Look like.
I decided to return this unit and try and get another one that hadn't been damaged in shipping.
This is the second go around with the 12-volt refrigerator. The first time it had some dents on it, so I ordered another one. Hopefully this one will be in okay shape. I gotta be honest with you, the box doesn't look that good. So let's see what's going on here.
When I first found this refrigerator, it had extremely high reviews on Amazon. I was actually able to contact a Dutch couple who were using it in their catamaran. They loved it. It seemed like the perfect solution. Turns out the second unit was damaged even worse than the first one. And while I was searching around on Amazon for a solution to the shipping problems, I came across a second page on Amazon. This one had a lot more critical reviews. The compressor failing, pieces on the unit coming apart and not being put together very well. I eventually gave up.
Yeah, I mean, so this one's no good either. Look at the back of it, it's all damaged here. Crazy. All right, let me take pictures of it.
So I decided to bite the bullet and buy one of the expensive marine refrigerators. I think there's a real argument to be made for breaking down these two refrigerators and comparing them side by side. It would be interesting to really take a look at the compressors that are inside of them, what type of electrical components they have, the insulation, their performance while they're under power, how well they actually do their job. This, sadly, is beyond the scope of my channel. There are many products that I wish I could put side by side and really break down what's going on, what their value is. Are there really marine specific components, stainless steel versus ferrous metal inside some of these products? Are some of them really designed for a marine environment, or are they just rebranded household appliances, maybe brought over from the RV community? I don't know the answer to that question. Maybe that's something to look forward to in the future, but I can't do it right now. Buying an Isotherm marine refrigerator can be a challenge because these units are only available from dealers or big box marine stores. I was lucky. I was able to use price matching from West Marine and free shipping to the store, along with a 20% discount to get my price down to $1,300.
So what we got here is a new refrigerator. This is the original model that I thought I was going to get, and after my budget experiment didn't quite work, well, we decided to give this one a try. This refrigerator is what's called an Isotherm Cruise Elegance 85-liter 12-volt refrigerator. It can also be run off of 120 volt. We're going to open it up, check it out, and compare it to the budget refrigerator that I previously selected.
I had all sorts of plans to do a detailed kind of review, but right away it became obvious that this refrigerator was damaged also.
It's just crazy.
It's
Crazy.
It's the same refrigerator, isn't
It's
it?
basically the same refrigerator. So the odd thing is you look at the side of this here, this does not even look like it's on their level. I don't understand why it's like that.
So, right, so you can see on the outside. So this is the issue, is that these 12-volt refrigerators are designed to go inside of a cabinet. And they are designed to be flush mounted. There's a trim ring that goes around here. That's what's probably in the box over here. So the sides, in order to save money, the sides of the refrigerator, well, they're not finished. This is just some sort of like plastic, it's coroplast basically. It's corrugated plastic cardboard. You can actually see the bands in it. It's right here on the side. And then they just bend the metal frame around it. You can see with the other side, the top's not even finished, right? And this is the other side over here. In fact, this whole thing is designed basically exactly the same as the budget refrigerator that we looked at. Ice cube maker tray.
It's the same thing.
So, supposedly this is a mounting point right here to mount the refrigerator to the wall. Take a look at the door. This thing, for $1,300, I mean, you can't accept this. This thing's damaged. It's disappointing. It's disappointing. It's very disappointing. Yeah, quality control. Good job. So this is the third refrigerator so far that we've tried to get for the boat. And now we got to send it back, or we'll try again. Fourth time. We'll see what happens. And every single one of these, the issue is they're not packed very well. They have a minimum amount of packaging around them. And they don't even protect the front of the refrigerator, the part that's going to be most visible to everybody. There's no packing around it. It's just crazy. Trust me when I tell you this is a lesson that will play itself out over and over again during your amateur boat building and boat restoration projects. As a buyer builder, you have to be your own advocate. You have to check every item as it comes into your shop. You've got to make sure everything's right before you put it away, waiting for the day that you might eventually install it. On the fourth attempt, I ended up having a frank conversation with one of the assistant managers at my local West Marine. Shane was very helpful, calling around to the warehouses, trying to find a unit that was in the best condition possible, and even going so far as to have someone try and wrap it with a little bit extra protection. All right, so here we are. This is the fourth attempt at getting the refrigerator. And this time we're looking pretty good. I think it's going to work for us, and everything is in pretty good shape. A little bit of a ding down here, but we're going to take care of that. Everything is looking pretty good. But in the end, even when I got it home, it turned out there were dings in this refrigerator. West Marine made good and reduced my price even further down to $900. I'll be the first one to admit that I am a harsh critic of the big box stores. These stores can just be too expensive. But in this case, Shane and West Marine, well, they really did me a solid. And the good customer service has definitely made me think about coming back to the store to see what else I might need to purchase from them. So what I got going on today is I'm going to try and hook up the new 12-volt refrigerator to a lithium battery, get this refrigerator running, and let's do a little test on it, see if it'll, chill down a can of beer. I already tested the refrigerator using the 120 volt, worked great, no problems. I just want to check it with the 12 volt since it's going to be a while before I put it in there and get it wired up. So I bought a lithium battery, just whatever was cheap on Amazon. Should have 100 amps. We're going to hook this thing up. We'll let it run and see what happens. So this is the refrigerator test to the Isotherm Cruise Elegance 85-liter refrigerator. And now we're going to do the cool down test for 12 volt. To do that, we're going to use a can of beer. When the can gets cold enough, of course, it will turn blue. So that's how we know that we're doing great. I've got it set at the same setting that I had for the 120 volt. And we'll see what happens. This is what it looks like. I went ahead and put in a fuse just in case. We'll be working around the shop here while this is going on. We won't leave it overnight. It should cool down in a couple hours. And we should be able to test everything. This is the 120 volt right here. This is, we already used that. I've tested that. And you can just barely hear it. Super quiet. I mean, is so quiet you almost can't tell that it's on. Let's go ahead and put this in here. And we will just stick this inside here. There we go. We'll see what happens. All right, I'm back. I was outside sanding on the Skipper 20 sailboat, and I've come back inside here to check on the 12-volt refrigerator, and it looks like it has come up to temperature in just a short 2 hours. Let us see if we got a cold beer in here. Oh, look at that. It's blue. Fantastic. We have cold beer from the 12-volt refrigerator. I love it. Delicious. That concludes the 12-volt test on the new refrigerator for the pocket trawler. We're going to set it aside, and the next thing we'll be doing with that is coming up with some sort of refrigerator cabinet that it's going to slide into. How we're going to trim it out. I got to figure out what exactly it's going to look like. We're probably going to make it out of PVC foam board, so that'll be a nice project down the road. I hate sanding. The sanding is just terrible. But the beer's good, that's for sure. I hope you enjoyed this episode and maybe got something out of it. I want to thank you for stopping by. We'll see you next time. Stay motivated.
If you like these videos, please hit the subscribe button. These videos would not be possible without your support.